Hey, today I'm going to paint the face of my latest oil painting, Indian Dream. I'll be working over a dried underpainting that was very loosely laid in. You can watch the underpainting process in my video, How to Start an Oil Painting, my new technique. See the link above.
The first thing I like to do when I'm starting my painting is to mix up my palette. Here, let me show you. These are oil paints and I list them in the description below for you. This is a look at my palette just after I finished mixing all my flesh tones, and here's a look at my palette after I've started to paint. It gets pretty messy. I'm not using any medium at this point. I'll be painting the face today in the Selective Start method that I just love so much. You can learn more about that from Richard Schmid's book, Alla Prima II. I'll leave a link in the description. I believe that my paintings have improved greatly since I started following the Selective Start method. My paintings have become more alive and interesting. It got me to loosen up and really pay attention to my brush strokes and mark making. When I'm painting eyes, I like to make sure I get a little bit of red near the eyelid. I feel like it really makes the eyes come to life. Another thing I pay attention to with eyes is I try not to outline with hard lines the iris or the pupil. I let those edges vary. Oh, and painting eyelashes. How I have struggled with that. I know the last thing I want to do is to paint every single individual eyelash. So I just try to use a comber brush and lay it in with one quick mark making brush stroke. So you can see here with the Selective Start method, I began painting inside of her eye and each brush stroke has touched the previous brush stroke and I have just built out from there. Welcome to my channel, Shelley J. Cox. Subscribe and come along with me on my art journey. I'm continuing to build out the face, and in this type of area where the features are close together, I'm using a pretty small brush and I'm trying to make the brush strokes only as long as the bristles on the brush that I'm using at that moment. If you want to watch a real-time, longer version of this painting, you can hop over to Patreon and check out my page at Shelley J. Cox. I'm going to be doing some tutorials and longer real-time versions of my paintings coming up. The eyes are going to be the focal point of the painting, so I want to make sure that they have a high degree of contrast. I'll be using some of my darkest darks in this area. To make my darkest darks, I mix together Van Dyke Brown with a little bit of the Cobalt Violet. I am not using any black on my palette today. And I have another dark on my palette that I am reserving for the shadow areas that I've mixed with the Van Dyke Brown and the Vermilion Deep. Eyebrows are another one of those areas where I avoid painting in too much detail. I don't want to paint every single little hair. I do, however, want to make sure I have the correct shape of the eyebrows and I've placed them on the face exactly where they should be. Eyebrows can really help your portrait give some resemblance to the sitter. If you're painting a portrait and the resemblance isn't coming through as strongly as you'd like, give the eyebrows another close look. And this is another place that I avoid harsh edges. And it's good to pay attention to the direction of your light source. And in this case, the light is coming from above. So I want to make sure that there's a little bit of a shadow or a darker value at the bottom of the eyebrow, because there it would be transitioning inward a little bit away from the light source. Now if the light were coming from below, then it would be reversed, and then I would make sure that there was a shadow or darker value on top of the eyebrow. I have not done any blending here. I have only laid paint brush strokes on top of paint brush strokes. I just love painting faces. It's like meditation to me, really. I lose all track of time and reality around me, and I just sink into a beautiful state of bliss. If you want to see how I put my reference photo together for this painting, check out my video, How to Paint, Getting Your Reference Photos Ready. I'll leave a card link above. So you may notice here that as I'm moving into the jaw and lower part of the face, the tones of the paint flesh colors is becoming more neutral, a little more grayed down. The mouth is another place where I avoid harsh lines and any sort of outlining or hard details. Here you can see that I've painted the mouth with loose, painterly brush strokes. Now of course close up you can see the brush strokes and it looks very painterly, but when you step back away from the canvas it becomes more realistic and natural looking.
laying in the hair pretty loosely. This is supposed to look like a dream, and there's not a lot of detail in most people's dreams, so I'm going to keep that theme going throughout the painting. So you can follow the progression of Indian Dream. In my next video, I'll show you how I paint the headdress and the rest of the background.